4 persons were climbing the steep mountainside. Snowflakes were dancing around them while raging winds threatened to rip their clothes. The roaring sea was singing beneath them, and waves were throwing themselves on the barren strands many miles under the mountainside. Who are these persons, and why they chose to climb the mountain on such a horrible weather? They are 1 god, 2 demigods, and 1 titan. The god is Hephaestus, son of Zeus and god of blacksmiths and metalworking. He is accompanying servants of his father, the god of thunder, force and power in their horrible mission. Their task is to go to the highest mountain in the land of Scythians and punish Prometheus, the titan, by chaining him to the rock on the mountainside with unbreakable chains as punishment for his misdeeds against the gods of Olympus. What did Prometheus do to deserve such a horrible punishment? Why is Zeus, the chief among the gods, so angry, and why did he choose such unusual punishment? Story of Prometheus. Ancient Greek myth. In ancient times, when Zeus rebelled against his father Kronos and his Titan brothers, very few of the Titans joined Zeus in his war. They all believed that Kronos will win, and since they were mostly his brothers and sisters, they chose to support him rather than his son. Prometheus was the son of Iapetus and Themis, and by joining war on Zeus's side, he estranged other Titans. However, he managed to persuade his mother, all-seeing Themis, personification of divine order, to join him in supporting Zeus and his brothers and sisters. After 10 years of rebellion, the Zeus won, and he banished all the remaining Titans to Tartarus. Humans did not take part in those wars, because their race was too young and too primitive. Zeus did not like them, and he wanted to kill them all. Yet Prometheus took pity on humans, and he did not want them to go to the realm of Hades, so he helped them in many ways. He tamed wild bull and gave it to humans, so they can start plowing and grow food. He taught them how to make pottery, so they can store food and water. He made first ship and taught humans how to sail. But his greatest gift to humans was fire. At that time, humans lived in ignorance and did not have reason. With coming of Prometheus, everything changed for them. Now they did not starve anymore, and they started using animals for draft and for food. Still, they did not know fire, except when Zeus's lightning would strike a nearby tree. They were scared of it, for it was accompanied by thunder, which they attributed to anger of the gods. Now Prometheus went to the forges of Hephaestus and stole fire from him. Hephaestus was his friend, but even so Prometheus knew that his deed will not go unpunished by Zeus, for his mother, all-seeing Themis, warned him of his fate and role that he will play in the rise of humans. Still, Prometheus chose to ignore his mother's warning, so he took the fire from the forge of Hephaestus and brought it to humans, who soon learned how to use metal and forge weapons of war. Now, Zeus never trusted Prometheus. He was a welcome ally during rebellion, as the only Titan to join him. His advice proved priceless countless times, and his persuasion of Themis to join them was very important for victory, but still, Zeus was jealous of Prometheus, and when he saw him helping humans, the hatred in his heart grew stronger. For Zeus despised them and saw no use for them, even going so far to see them as future adversaries. So, when Prometheus stole divine fire and gave it to humans as a gift, Zeus ordered to his servants to bring Prometheus to him. Proud Prometheus stood in front of Zeus's throne and refused to yield to him, for he knew the future. He knew very well that mighty Thunderer's reign is not eternal, that even mighty Zeus will have ill fate in the end. He will be thrown down from his mighty throne on the Olympus and cast to the ground, and will be God no more. But Prometheus also knows how can Zeus avoid such a fate. But Thunderer is not interested in that secret, for he is almighty chief among the gods, victor over his father and other titans. How can it be that he will ever be cast down? Who will be the one to defeat Lord of Thunder? Who can even hope to accomplish such a task? Therefore, Zeus pronounces a sentence to Prometheus, to be taken on the highest mountain in the land of the Scythians, near the end of the world, and to be chained with unbreakable chains to the mountainside, as warning to all who try to disobey the will of God of Thunder, almighty Zeus. He orders his servants, Force and Power, to take him there, and his son, Hephaestus, to bring the chains and hammer and to nail Prometheus to the rock. Hephaestus, being of weak heart, and Prometheus being his friend despite all that came to pass, cried and begged Zeus to pardon Prometheus. But Zeus's heart was hard as a stone. So they went to Mount Caucasus, and while shedding many tears, Hephaestus chained Prometheus to the mountainside, and he drove the iron blade through his chest so he cannot move. And then they left, leaving the Titan alone to spend time in endless agony, for Titans are immortal, and they can never pass on to the realm of Hades. But Zeus made a prophecy, saying that Prometheus will only be truly free when an immortal soul chooses to go to Hades willingly instead of Prometheus. And so the years passed in agony for Prometheus. During the day the merciless rays of Apollo burned him, and during the night the frost would enter his bones and make him shiver. But still, proudly the Titan bore his punishment, for he knew that all is not done, and that one day he will be set free, for so it was foretold by his mother, the all-seeing Temid. On Olympus, Zeus grew weary. He could not bear the pride of Prometheus. He wanted to see him suffer, to see him humiliated in the eyes of other gods. But as time passed and Prometheus still did not show any signs of suffering, other gods started whispering behind Zeus's back, and he grew weary of it. And he saw in that whispering the seed of his own downfall, as predicted by Prometheus. So Zeus made a plan how to wash embarrassment and to make himself look noble in the eyes of other gods at the same time. So, one cold night, while Prometheus was shivering, chained to a rock, a shooting star fell from heavens and transformed into Hermes, the divine messenger, right in front of the chained Titan.
"I bring you news," says Hermes. "Zeus will grant you absolution and end your suffering if you reveal a secret that you hoard. The secret of how can Zeus avoid his downfall."
But Prometheus was adamant. He refused to tell the secret, even for the price of his own freedom now. "A day will come, O Thunderer," said Prometheus, "when someone will throw you down from the throne. You can torture me all you want, I will not tell you how to avoid it. And then a curse of your father Kronos will be fulfilled." And Hermes, listening to Prometheus's reply, said,
If you refuse, that rock you are chained upon will be thrown into the abyss and will stay there forever with you under it. Think, Prometheus, is it not wiser to obey Zeus? For you know that he never threatens in vain."
And Prometheus again said no and looked away from divine messenger. And huge storm came, with horrible winds that howled across the Caucasus, and hurricane grabbed the rock and Prometheus and threw them down into abyss to stay there for all eternity, in eternal darkness. But after many centuries, Zeus lifted the rock again onto the mountainside, for he was always thinking how Prometheus is immortal and still remembering the prophecy. And this time, the torments became much worse for poor Prometheus. He was forced to endure many ages in deepest darkness among the roots of the mountain, but that was all nothing compared to the next game Zeus invented for him. Every day an eagle would come flying to the chained Prometheus, and would stand on his chest with its iron-like claws, and with his beak he would open a wound on his side and eat his liver. The blood is everywhere, it smells rotting away under the rock on the warm summer sun, and the stench can be felt for miles. And every night a liver would regrow, so the torture would continue every morning of every day for all eternity. And finally, one night, after many ages, a hero comes to the mountain. His name is Heracles, the son of Zeus and Alcmene. He stands in front of the chained Titan, the last defiant Titan of them all, for the rest have already submitted themselves to Zeus and were released from Tartarus many ages ago. Heracles sees his suffering, and Prometheus tells him of the future, of many great deeds that Heracles will commit, and how he will become immortal in the shape of the stars in the firmament. But Heracles has not yet seen the horror of Titan's suffering. Dawn breaks, an eagle comes flying to feast upon his liver. Seeing this, Heracles takes his bow and arrow and shoots the bird down. Then, again, like many ages ago, Hermes appears in front of Prometheus and Heracles. He warns Heracles that Zeus is not pleased with what Heracles just did, and Heracles proclaims that there should be peace and reconciliation between Zeus and Prometheus. He begs Prometheus to give up his secret and to tell Zeus what he wants to know, and in return he will set him free out of his own will, not the will of Zeus. And finally, Prometheus proclaims that Zeus should avoid marriage with goddess Thetis, for from their union a child would be born, a child that will overthrow Zeus, just like Zeus overthrew his father. Hearing this, Heracles takes his club, and he breaks the unbreakable chains and frees Prometheus. But still remained the prophecy that said Prometheus can never be freed unless an immortal soul chooses willingly to go to Hades in his place. Hearing of this, Heracles called upon Zeus and bargained that his friend Chiron the centaur, who suffered from the pain of the arrow wound, and who, being immortal, was therefore cursed to suffer forever, be allowed to take Prometheus's place in Hades. And Zeus agreed. So the prophecy was fulfilled, and Prometheus was allowed to go free. And so ends the story of Prometheus the Titan, son of Iapetus and Themis, who stole the fire from the gods and brought it to humans, to enlighten their reason and to show them a way to progress and to civilization.